I recently watched a video for my cello teaching class. Take your bow, and what we're going to do is I'm going to show you where it should be as far as like feeling.
Okay.
So just slide your hand up and down the bow.
Like just like that?
Yeah, so you get the feel of where your arm's going to be, like when you play on the A string.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to take it to the D string, and you get a feel of where your arm is going to lie. And I like what you're doing with your elbow as far as like bringing it out and working with it, because a lot of people just kind of like go at once, but it's a whole like kind of a process as far as like almost like a wave.
I'm trying to like relax my shoulder because last time I had issues with my shoulder.
Okay, we can fix that. And then your C string. So you feel like we're going to go from the C string back to the A string. You feel that big difference, right?
Yeah.
Another way, and like I know Dr. Trampush teaches a lot of like pedagogical things, but like if you're ever feeling stressed, just like lift your shoulders up and then just like sit tall, you know, like bring them down, and then that's what you have to do. If you have to like roll them a little bit, but just remember, if you ever feel like your shoulder is tight or if it's too high, just like bring it up, over exaggerate it, and drop it, and then go from there and feel where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Do you have any issues with the bow hand? Because I think he said, like, about the pinky on the stick. I don't know. Okay, so it looks pretty good. There are different pressure points. Well, not pressure points, but, like, points on the bow where you should have your fingers. The ring finger basically rests on the circle. Well, you don't have a circle, but, like, toward the middle of it. This rests on the line between the black and the silver. This kind of hangs over, and the pinky stays on top, and then it's curved in the back, so you can...
So more like that.
Yeah, that actually looks really nice.
Okay.
And that's a good up bow hand, so for pushing. And then when you go to down bow, release your hand and pull with your first finger. So I'll show you your up bow hand, and then you pull with your first finger back into your up bow hand. So if you just do that a few times, you can release your first finger a little more when you get to the down bow. There you go. And it's just kind of a flexion of the hand. And if you're sitting in class, take a pencil and just, go back and forth with it. That's what I usually do. So let's see.
More like flexibility, I guess.
Yes, exactly. Like finger dexterity. And as far as like string crossings, I think you were mentioning you had, or like he was teaching you something about string crossing, or maybe it was
during class.
Yes. Okay. So instead of like using your arm for your string crossing, find like where the double stop is between the two strings if you're playing them together, and make a very slight motion almost with your fingers as far as like that finger dexterity.
Okay.
So let's do the two middle ones. So
what is going on?
It's probably like a newer cello or. Sounds good. Good. Yeah, it's probably just a peg slip. It happens all the time. If anything, you might like, I don't know if you can like put rosin in there. That might be a bad idea. I was thinking like peg grease, but that's for when they're stiff. But
like peg dope.
So we'll start on the D and the G string. Play a double stop, and just get that finger dexterity going on the double stop. So that pulling in. So now what I want you to do is find the middle of the bow. That's about the middle, right there.
Okay.
So now what I want you to do is go down to the G string with your up bow hand, and then I want you to switch to the D string without making any noise. Okay. And when you
on
switch,
the down bow?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like up bow hand on the G string, down bow hand on the D string.
Yeah. So no.
Without making any noise, just back and forth. So you can feel how your fingers are going to work with that string crossing. And try and do it so that it's just your fingers and your arm isn't moving. And So right now, it looks really good. And your shoulder looks really low, but keep it where it is. Bring it all the way up and just drop it low. Now, do you feel if it's like a little lower or a little bit more relaxed? Or
a little bit way more relaxed, actually. Yeah.
So like I said, even like, I don't know if you do it with sight singing hearings, my theory professor says like a lot of the times you get lost or like you don't realize you're making a mistake. Stop singing and find do. Like, stop singing on any pitch and find do. It's kind of like this. If you feel like you're stressed, or, like, I don't recommend doing it in a playing exam, but, like, if you're practicing the cello and you feel like your shoulder's hurting, just stop whatever you're doing, know where your spot is, lift your shoulders up, and then release them and find that comfort zone, and then keep going. And if it happens again, keep doing it, because eventually you'll just find where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Okay, so let's do a double stop on the A and D. We're going to take one down bow and one up bow. Okay. And then you're going to take another down bow and come to the middle. Do 3 or 4 like string crossings, just your hand. And then...
so wait.
So one down bow. Release your first finger on the down bow.
Oh, it's so weird.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just like finding the like balance, like where the pressure. Okay.
Yeah, it's different. Like I said, like it's gonna take a while, so you might like want to sit in here and take 15 minutes out of your day, or like bring your cello in here when you're playing viola if you ever need a break, and just relax your arm, relax your hand, flop around, and then just.
I have a question.
Sure.
Like when you're playing, like where do you usually put most of like the weight?
That's a good question, actually. There was something. I know a lot of it is in, like, my first finger, especially, like, with the pressure, because if I don't have my first finger, I feel like I don't have any control on it, so a lot of, like, pressure for sound comes from the first finger.
Because, like, because I'm just trying to, like, figure out how to, like, relax it on the coming down.
Because a lot of the pressure comes from the first finger, and a lot of the balance comes from the pinky on the stick. Okay. Because I can move it up and down with my pinky flexion. So I don't know, just try that. Like, hold the bow out in front of you and just, like, lift up and down with your pinky. And, like, make sure not to lock it, so don't go all the way out to, like, hyperextend it. Just up and down, and you can see the pinky flexion. Mm-hmm. And then when you're on the string, like, press down with your first finger. And feel that pressure, like, see it go up and down. And that's how we do the Lore stroke, too. So, like, I saw you were using your wrist there. It's usually just, you could just do it pressing your first finger down, so it's more of and a lot more bow speed, so you'll hear it.
Okay.
It takes a while to get the feel for it. Like, I know when I switched to this bow hand, when I came here to Crane, it took me at least, like, 3 or 4 months to actually, like, get it. So I'm not expecting you to be, like, 100%. But you're doing really well so far.
Okay.
So let's do one up bow. Release your first finger on the down. Good. And then back to the up bow, into the middle. Right there. That seems good. And then you're going to cross strings without making any noise with the finger flexion thing. So, like, up, down bow hand on the A string with your finger released, and the up bow hand on the D string. So release your first finger on the A, put it back on the D. And then, now just do a...
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yep, a few back and forth. Very good. You see how that feels? You're doing a very good job releasing your fingers. And again, step, up, and then down.
Okay.
I can see the tension because I have a lot of tension in my shoulders too. So.
Okay.
Good. And then, like, you could do the G and the C for homework, I guess. So yeah, just like I said, practice them in the practice room. Just going back and forth, getting the idea of that release and the pull, and